Who is ready for the 2 hour show? Who's ready for it? Say some stuff, all four of you. I'm grabbing Guns the Bear right now. You guys hear those crickets? It's a beautiful night in Colorado. We're not doing the show on the deck, though, because I get too loud at nighttime. My wife gets mad at me. So we're still doing it in the new studio, but damn it, it's nice outside. And I grow bonsai trees. Did you guys know that? I popped them from seed. I don't even order them as is. I have some like for years now. I'm like a little Danielson and a Mr. Miyagi. Well, I name my, my member's name is Mr. Miyagi, but good relationship. Can I get some ones if you guys can hear me? We're about to start the pre-show countdown, but give me some ones. I got to make sure we're rolling. I'm going to try to do as few technical difficulties as possible tonight. All right, so all those ones, I would assume that you guys can hear me. I mean, I said type ones if you guys can hear me, so I don't know why I would draw any other conclusion, but I'm going to be careful. I'm going to assume you guys can hear me. The screen looks still. I promise this is not for all the people that are coming in now. This is not a glitch. We're about to start the pre-show countdown. I had to come get guns, grab a bottle of water, get a few things done, guys. I'm going to be talking for 2 hours straight. You guys realize that I just sit there and monologue. We do have we have over 10 skits tonight, guys. They're all brand new. We're going to do Conspiracy Corner. And then I do want to get some like fan favorite skits. So if you guys can start thinking of your favorite skits that you've seen the past couple weeks, throw them in the chat. Yes, they make an ass of me and you, but I'm not cool. You guys already know I'm an asshole. If I can get 3 skit requests in the chat, I'll start the pre-show countdown. Dystomyopia, I mean, that's honestly, out of the 15 years I've been making original sketches, the utility, that's fine to call it the utility pen, it's the tactical marker, is top 3 favorite sketches of all time. Smokey Bear Bad, I love you, dude. I thought you were dying the other night, but really, you just hated my skits. But I love you. I don't know if you guys remember, I think my second favorite skit of all time is the one where I tell myself to text me when I get home. And then I love the Santa Claus paradox too. Just describe it. Just describe it is all. Carrie, one of my god mods. What's up, my god mods? You guys are a good team. We're about to start the pre-show countdown, baby. I did. I was serious. Daddy, no! Yeah, dude. Cool Dad is awesome. Okay. All right. Yeah, all right. I'll start the pre-show countdown in just 1 sec. That's great. That's a bunch of good stuff. Thanks. Yeah, this is like the this was originally going to be the only day I streamed, was the big Saturday show, but Vic and I decided having like the after the Cool Stream Live, the after party was just so fun. We couldn't turn it down. All right, guys, pre-show countdown ready to go. What's up, Polly?
If you're cool, say not cool, Josh. Can talk forever, baby, oh my gosh. Pretty funny, but less than Tosh. Mouthy open to taste this sauce. It's not cool, Josh. Hey. It's not cool, Josh. Hey. It's not cool, Josh. Hey. It's not cool, Josh. Demon Bird and Joyful James doing raffle stocks forever. We play them games. Wish not cool was every day. Brian Shapiro is visibly gay. It's not cool, Josh. Catch it, baby. Not cool, Josh. Catch it, baby. Oh my gosh. It's not cool, Josh.
I want to know what you guys think of these original songs, dude. Throw them in the chat.
Brian Shapiro doesn't have any friends. Family hates him, he wants it to end. Doesn't matter, didn't save his life. Allegedly became his secret wife. Brian Shabby's super gay. Cash out, Brian. Brian Shabby's super gay. Cash out, It's not cool, Josh. Catch it, baby. Not cool, Josh. Catch it, baby. Oh my gosh. It's not cool, Josh. It's not cool, Josh. Catch it, baby. Not cool, Josh. Catch it, baby. Oh my gosh. It's not cool, Josh.
It's a Simp Biscuit. Josh Staub and the hot dog flavored water.
If it was for cool Vicky, I'd still be cool. If I have a show that I don't run well, my demon bird came straight from hell. Oh my gosh, it's not cool, Josh. Not the type of guy who said the gay. Brian Shapiro, it's certainly gay. If you're cool, say not cool, Josh. Can talk forever, baby, oh my gosh. Pretty funny, but less than Tosh. Mouthy open to taste this sauce. It's not cool, Josh. I saw Demon Bird and Joyful James doing raffle stocks forever. We play them games. Which not cool was every day. Brian Shapiro is visibly gay. It's not cool, Josh. Catch it, baby. Not cool, Josh. Catch it, baby. Oh my gosh. It's not cool, Josh. It's not cool, Josh. Brian Shapiro doesn't have any friends. Family hates him, he wants it to end. But then Tomato came to save his life. Allegedly became his secret wife. Brian Shabby super gay. Cash out. Brian Shabby super gay. You got to subscribe to the Coolverse. Cool Vic.
This one's for all you degenerate potheads out there in the Coolverse.
You got to subscribe to the Coolverse. Cool Vic. Brian Shabby super gay. You got to subscribe to the Coolverse.
Not cool, Josh.
Yeah.
You're a giant fucking nerd, Jared.
Shut the fuck up and let me finish now, because now it's my turn, okay? Dude, shut the fuck up. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Shut the fuck up. This is my turn to talk now, okay, asshole? You smug little bitch.
Daddy, no!
My God. She's a beaut.
I care about a 26-year-old whose 3-year-old is in the back seat, who's going to have to grow up now without a father. I care about everybody, not just if you're on the right or you're on the left.
Charlie Kirk was a piece of shit.
Whose 3-year-old is in the back seat, who's going to have to grow up now without a father.
Charlie Kirk was a piece of shit.
No one has ever suffered under any presidency until Donald Trump.
Josh had me cracking up a bunch last night.
You'll know what this means.
Absolutely diabolical.
Double raw dogged. Cool Vic and Trump. They both raw dogged her.
Guys, are you here? Hello? Is the internet... On my side, it seems fine. On my side, it's fine. Is it freezing? Kendall, you're in the next room. Can you tell me if everything's looking good? And Kendall, I refreshed times, only comes back to the same freezing. So it did not get better. I refreshed the stream. It did not get better. Is that my understanding? Kendall, if you can hear me, will you go see if Guns is on the table in the backyard? Okay, will you go grab Guns for me? I think Clark put him in the backyard. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. This is not ideal. This is why can't I have one show where I don't look absolutely simpish in terms of technical difficulties? Look, I got the image turned down back here, so you don't get that horrendous light glare. All right, okay, there's lag, but it's better. Okay, hi, Miss D. Hi, Miss D. I'm sorry, this is already starting annoying. You guys probably already want to leave. I wouldn't blame you. Pix Paradox, I think we're good after refreshing a few times. Ken, thanks for being here, Ken. Bobby Ballbags, God mod. Bobby Ballbags, ones and W's. How do I pronounce your name? FRFM Pukin. Dystomyopia, thanks for being here, bud. Yield to me, I love you, buddy. Come on in. Corporal. Thank you very much, Clarky. I love you. Say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. All right, get out. Bye. Leave. You guys get out. This is my show. I love you, honey.
Love you more. Bye.
All right, Guns. Guns is in the house, baby. Hey. Look, you rub his tummy. You pat his nosy. You give him little kisses. Right? He wants to say hi to everybody. Hey, guys. I'm doing that nice little Elon Musk wave that everybody got so mad at. What's so wrong with this? Can somebody finally explain what's wrong with this? I thought it was like respectful, like, I am happy to see you. You know, you hit your chest. Audio sync is off, but it's not lagging. So there's just no way it's going to be good tonight. I can't get this perfect for you. We got Guns in the house. Look, he's going to kiss Jason. Look, Jason's going to kiss him. Kissed his ass. Right, guys? So, we're going to have Guns sit right here. I want Guns to see you guys. He's just always going to be waving right here. Hi, guys. Remember, Cash App. Remember when you guys made Josh cry like a bitch the other night? Cash App. He's been hanging out. He's going to be saying hi to you guys. How is everybody's weekend going? It's Saturday. This is the first official day I did not have to go to work because this is my work now. I don't have to go to work anymore. Look at this lighting. You guys like that? I was able to invest a little bit. Look, see, I guess I'll have to invest in Starlink now. But we have decent lighting. We can even go up. Look at this. Look, it's all touch. Look at these blemishes. I'm really gross. But really, I couldn't thank you guys enough for being here. Look, I was talking to a couple people in the know that are in the political sphere, and this is going to be my opening monologue. Something that kind of annoys me is the fact that we see our favorite political pundits like Michael Knowles or Alex Stein for those cucky idiots like Alan, the 14-year-olds that are just now discovering what it's like to squirt for the first time, that like Brian Shapiro. We watch them do these debates, and they get all angry and they get all passionate and they make us angry and passionate and they divide our country just a little bit further. And then when the cameras are down, they all go have steak dinners and they're all buddies. How do we really feel about that? And they all do it. They all, maybe not the Wilson. The Wilsons seem like they are actually of genuine intent. And Cool Vic doesn't do anything like that. There are good guys, but the ones that are on CNN, Fox News, the Tucker Carlsons, the Bill O'Reillys, fuck it, we'll do it live. Fuck it. They're all friends. They're all. The George Bush and Obama. They go have dinner all the time. What is the problem? Why do they do that? Angela's in the house. What is up, Angela? Everybody, I'm a little late on the cartoons. I had 3 Vic shorts I had to do. I'm starting work on Everybody Be Cool channel, which, guys, I have so many cool things planned for that. It's going to be a lot more not cool Josh than you think. We have a watermelon felon in the house. Thank you, Pix. Thank you, Jesus, dude. That was amazing. Thank you, man. Watermelon felon Pix in the house. We're gonna do raffles today. It's gonna be every 7. It's getting to the point now where you guys are doing so well with the donations. We actually have to up. We have to up the amount of raffle names to do. I'm gonna go mute for a sec. I have to fart so bad. I'm not there yet with you guys. When you guys get a new girlfriend and you hold your farts until like you pray there's a bathroom everywhere you go, so you can just let loose for 20 seconds. So that's gonna happen right now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I didn't fart because it was definitely going to be just a little bit more. This is the first 2-hour Saturday show. I'm not going to start the show with shardy pants, right? Everybody, it's guns. It's guns, everybody. Nate the Eagle, welcome in, dude. Thanks for being here, man. The Wilsons left Bryshap in the hallway. Bryshap wasn't invited to the Wilsons cookout. That's true. And it looks like I'm very sharp. There's going to be no fart allowance. There's no fart allowance on the actual stream. Kendall can tell you how much I fart. It's absurd. It is absurd. I can't wait till I can get actual memberships. I'm like this close to monetization, you guys. Make sure everybody, when you're coming in, you're subscribing to the channel. Every time you guys watch these live streams, it counts towards my hours watched to get remonetized. And when the memberships come in, it's going to be so much fun. I mean, maybe behind the paywall, I'll just have like a fart compilation video. You guys really will be surprised. Yeah, even the women out there, you might even be impressed by how long this compilation video is going to be. Guys, you didn't come here because it's highbrow humor. You didn't come here because this is where learned. Well, I don't know. I guess doctors do come in here. We have corporals in here. I don't know. Maybe I'm losing viewers. Why don't we throw a skit on? Let's start today with a skit. These are all brand new skits, guys. Some of them are short, some of them are long. This one I thought was pretty cute. My wife's involved with this one. Check it out.
Men, you have to start making more noise in bed.
La 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 la.
Let's do that one again.
Men, you have to start making more noise in bed.
La 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 la.
Oh, you gotta love it. I miss that hair so much. My farts don't stink that much. I don't know what it is. My methane is like, I guess it's mixed with Febreze. I might have that. All right, you guys want to see a trans sketch? I know. You don't come here because oh no, here we go. Here's a trans sketch for y'all jive turkeys. Enjoy.
Here you go, sir, and thank you so much. Thanks, I really appreciate that, man. What are you doing? Sir, Sir, really, don't worry about it. You're okay. No, you deserve this. It's really important that I get this. I'm assuming it doesn't start with an M. No? Steve? Yes! Hey, thanks, Steve. I really appreciate it. And you thought I was being transphobic, but really, I was just trying to get Steve's name right. That's right, he was nothing but sweet and polite to me. Don't you feel ridiculous? Yeah, hope you learned something today. Alright, cut. I gotta take a shit.
Ha, see? He didn't like it. He was just reading the script. He was uncomfortable. Steve looked a little like me, though. I don't want you guys making any connections here. Steve was a little like me. Oh, great. You know when you just get like a half bone and it's like a rope? It's like, like a thick rope. It's not all the way there yet, but it's... Anyway. Bobby Ballbags. Uwu. Is that this thing? Rrr. Bite hot dog. Rrr. Thank you. Rrr. Is that thing? The beautiful Kendall proves that even goofy men have a chance at love. Yes, we are called howdies. When you see people like Kendall, and they are married to people like me, they're called howdies. Because howdy do that. I'm a howdy. I'm one of those. Rrr, ooh, woo, rrr, thank you. Thank you. Hot dog. Let's do another skit, guys. Oh, I have tips for you guys. You guys want to make more money outside of your job?
Are you sick of making wet poops for money at your stupid loser job? Wish you could make some extra money while you're working? Oh, then try these 3 extra steps to make more money at your job. Number 1. Throw your coworkers under the bus. Mr. Anderson, I think Tina's stealing money from the register. How do you know? Because I found this 20 right behind her ear. Number 2. Offer to bang your boss. Hey, Linda, you're looking super sexy today. You want to bang? Promoted. Number 3. If you're feeling extra confident, rob the place. You do these 3 things and you'll be swimming in Skrilla at your job. Or you'll go to prison.
Guys, that's advice. That's advice from your fatherly figure. Not cool. Not cool is in the house. And he just wants you guys to be comfortable. There could be an apocalypse at any time. You never know with these fucking globalists. So those are just some tips, some how-tos, some advice on how you guys could be making more money outside of your current source of income. The last one especially. Look, if you get away with that last one, make sure you're covering up. Make sure you're covering your tracks. Look, there's CCTV everywhere now. So think about it. You got to park blocks away, have different changes of clothing at every single store that you walk next to. You have to prepare for things like this. And so you walk in, Rambo Bright, thanks for being here, bud. So, you go to the first store, change your clothes, walk back out. Just keep doing that. And then, whatever you have to do to make people get on the ground, and then take all the monies, take all the Skrilla and Manilas, the Brian Shapiro's, girl, you know it's, the Milli Vanillis. You guys are going to make a lot of money. You guys are making a lot of money. I also make side money knitting shorts for Vic. That's hilarious. Bobby Ballbags, I have never made that joke that I knit shorts for Vic. I knit shorts for Vic. That's hilarious. And, they're only about a minute long. They're not very big shorts. Vic's actually very fit. You can't see it, but he has like a 19-pack on his tum-tum. He draws it on, but it's there. And Cool Vic is probably the coolest guy I've ever met in the whole wide world. Dolan Tire, thanks for being here, bud. Put pebbles in your shoes to change your gait. That's true. That's true. As a matter of fact, I've always heard when you take a lie detector test, if you put a thumbtack in your shoe, and when they ask you questions and you apply pressure on your big toe to that thumbtack, it'll like fuck with your pulse and everything. Even do it when they're asking what your name is. Do it on every single question, and I guess you'll pass pass a lie detector test every time. We have so many skits to go through, guys. Let's put one more on there. Let's just for good measure. Let's do one more sketch. Let's see here. What's a good one? This is a strange one. This is a very strange sketch I did.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited about this potential position. Let's begin. What's your biggest weakness? Probably that I work too hard. Negative. It's your inability to delete your voicemail. 37 missed messages, Joshua? Wait, how do you handle conflict? I always communicate openly and resolve issues calmly. So you calmly yelled, "It's a left turn signal, Kendall! Get it together!" in the lot last Thursday? That was a teachable moment. Let's talk strengths. Why hire you? Because I'm innovative. I think outside the box. Right, and to you, putting your cereal in before the milk is innovation. It reduces splash. It reduces your chances of being hired. Last question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Hopefully here, growing with you guys. Great answer. Now explain this Google search. How to fake your death and start over in Canada. That's not mine. It's not. It's mine. You're hired. Wait, what? Because if I have to go down, I'm taking someone with me. Thanks for having...
That's when I was trying out some avant-garde type humor. Some of that Adult Swim stuff. Am I right, guys? Guns! It's guns, everybody! If you're just now getting here, this is the big show. This is the big show. We have a ton of skits. We have a ton of guns. We have a ton of guns. Am I right? And I was just talking about the lie detector test. That's why I had quotations, because you're not gonna get every question right. You're gonna fail every question, right? Or inconclusive. I don't know if somebody said that, but they're gonna come back inconclusive. But I mean, that's still a W, right? I mean, they're gonna be more confused than ever. They're just gonna have you leave. They're gonna be like, this fucker didn't even get his name right. He doesn't even know his name. I mean, he got it correct, but it came back inconclusive because those robots just go by data. Am I right? We're still letting people come in here, guys. There's still people coming in. I really appreciate you guys making the time for the live show. Nate the Eagle, interview to be a fall guy. That'll pay well. Hey, that's what we're doing. We're trying to find different ways to get money outside of your job. Am I right? Right? Why don't we do Conspiracy Corner? 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 Why don't we do Consp
Conspiracies fill in the gaps of unanswered questions. What does it mean? Is Candace Owens really black? How much does Alex Jones weigh? And who are these guys? What are the truthy woothies?
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Cash App.
Is that what you guys think it should be called? Should it be the Cool Conspiracy Corner with all K's? Should it be Cool Conspiracy Corner? You know, like the way the Cool verse is spelled? I want to vote on that right now. That's actually a great idea. Candace Owens. That's funny, dude. The cool, yeah, Bobby Ballbags, I have to give you some props on that one. The Cool Conspiracy Corner, that is great. You know, Angela, I made that video myself, and I get a giggle out of it. Is Candace Owens really black? and who are these guys? Like, clearly, it's like George Bush, Bill Gates, and you know who the fuck the third guy was? Let's see, Dystomyopia. Mezcal, what's up, dude? Guns, dude. Let's give some guns tummy rubs for Mezcal in the house, bro. Angela's here. The 3Ks, that's what makes it funny. That's what makes it funny. It's supposed to be offensive. You know, we have to teach these lefties that they can't police language. That's why all these jokes, all these super edgy, pushy jokes, like when I do the F slur and I forget to censor it and stuff. It's like activism. You know, for as idiot activists that they want to be. Tell me this, guys. Riddle me this. How in the world is this activism? We have the Just Stop Oil protesters, and they hate the carbon footprint that vehicles put into the air. And so their best fight against it is to block highways. Do you think people, when the highway's blocked and they have to stop, they turn off their car to be polite and conscious of their carbon footprint? Or do you think these idiots block roadways and have thousands of cars just sitting there idle? It literally goes against their entire push for act. Why do they do that? What is that? I don't understand. That could be a whole conspiracy corner in and of itself. What's the deal there? You know, and we're finding out that protesters, like a lot of these ICE protesters, are paid. Who are paying these ICE protesters? I know it's George Soros, but who else? Who else? And a little bit later, we're going to talk about some Q stuff in Conspiracy Corner today. Like, I do believe that Q, and you guys can say what you will of me. I know this is a very controversial one. I think Q in the very beginning, there was something to it. Because this is still when Alex Jones was a good guy, and he said Q was real, and then he got compromised. You know, Q was actually infiltrated and compromised. Because there were some things in the beginning of the Q movement that, to me, it was very intriguing. And we'll get to that in one sec. There's more people are coming in, and I want to say hi. Blue Aqua Tiger, what's up, dude? Thanks for being in here. I know I know that's the true answer. They're communists. But the kids' minds are weak. The younger ones really think they're doing something. You know, and they really do. They really, really do. Bobby Ballbags. Just Stop Oil. They make me laugh too. I don't understand I don't understand paint on fine art. Dull and tired. Me too. Dat Howdy right here has a wife that's way too hot. That beautiful buxom blonde. You know, she's gorgeous. She has those giant personalities that I just chef's kiss. They're beautiful. They are beautiful. Good to see you guys. Guys, I'm so thanks for piling in. It's kind of a slow build, but you guys are here. You made it. You made it to the show. We have the Cash Apps and we have the Venmos down here. And tonight, guys, we're doing every seven names. We're going to do a raffle for a prize. So do the Cash Apps. Don't do the cash. Whatever you guys want to do. Whatever you guys want to do. Most are trust fund kids, and that's true. And I love when they go on Piers Morgan and they get owned. Because Piers Morgan, he has some W's sometimes, and then they're just like what? Like Piers Morgan, he doesn't give much credence to like the Islam issue, and there truly is an Islam issue. No offense. Look, I know when people are like, well, there's good Muslims and bad Muslims. And it's like, hey, Jason, hey, Watermelon Felon in the chat. Jason, thank you. So we have Guns the Bear here. He's saying thank you. He said doing the Elon Musk wave that everybody got mad. You rub his tummy, you pat his nose, you give him kissies. Thank you very much, guys. Watermelon Felon. Love it. Where was I? Was it Q or was it the trust fund kids? I don't remember. But look, when Q starts, you know, I think it was 2017 in October. He said something along the lines of Hillary Clinton will be arrested on this particular date on 4chan. Rachel Wilson, how's it going? Oh my God, I forgot all about that. God damn it, I forgot all about that, Rachel. Josh, perfect nips, perfect areola stuff. Jeez Louise. I went all day today. That was nowhere near my mind. I did watch you and not so bright again today. I heard your husband say not so bright on the internet. So I thought that was very funny. I thought that was very funny. I thought that was a W, and so I'm adapting that now. She really thought that she had. Look, Rachel, she didn't have anything. She didn't have one single thing. And you stayed calm and composed. She really did seem like she was a kid on Adderall. And I was looking at this comparison where she's like stealing Destiny phrases, like pivot, 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 pivot. I just that could be a social case study long into the future. I mean, that was odd. That was probably the most bizarre debate I've ever seen. You know what I mean? We expect things from Destiny. We expect things from Rob Noor. With these personalities you've come to expect now, but the Not So Aired, that came out of left field. Watching that classic debate between her and Andrew on whatever podcast, and then watching you and Not So Erudite on the debate con, it was just bizarre. It really, really was. You almost want to feel bad for her. Yeah, like there's the human part of me that feels bad for whatever struggle she's going through because she's my fellow human. But really, she is a bad faith, evil actor who doesn't really believe in anything she says. She's just trying to sound as smart as possible. And so, for that, fuck her, right? You did a great job. You did a great job. Mezcal Dreamer, Josh, whenever you think your ADHD is over 9,000, just remember, Kyla smokes crack. That's true. I bet she actually uses the little oil burner. You know what I mean? I bet she actually does it. Rachel says, I am sad that my 7-minute opening, sorry, we don't have a budget here, which was packed with data and statistics, which I took a long time to put together, was completely overlooked because she showed up high and acted crazy. So yeah, I don't mean to distract from the entire show, but I did have an inquiry about that. You initially had said that you had prepared, was it 7 minutes? And then you said, I have 7 minutes, but I'm just going to do a little over 5. Or was it that there was an expectation of 7 minutes and you were just going to do over 5? Because I thought that was brilliant. And I thought that, you made a claim that you were going to change the entire feminist argument well into the future. And you added that 7th pillar of feminism. I'm sitting there like taking notes like, oh my God, my eyes are open. You know what I mean? It was just so much truth. You did a brilliant job. But if you could expand on how Kayla coming high to the event derailed kind of your big opening. That'd be cool. I'm gonna continue, but I'd love to hear something about that. Remember Cash App, guys. Venmo, Joshy Darko 666. Cash App 2, Josh Staub. Dull and tired. Taking Adderall with Red Bull, wouldn't recommend. No, I feel like your heart would just be like a double bass pedal in a death metal band. Like, mod Rachel so she can mollywop Alan. I'll mod Rachel. Sure. Oh no, I'm noticing lag. She asked for 5-minute opening. I really wanted to present the full picture, so I asked for 7 minutes. And at first she said no, and then caused all kinds of problems, and then said, "Yeah, but that's how it is. That's how high people do it." Hey, Pix, thank you, Pix. Watermelon Felons in the house. I hope I don't forget this thought, but I have to give Pix the respect. Look, there is that Elon Musk wave. You rub Guns' tummy. You pat his nose. You give him little kissies. And thank you very much, Pix. Watermelon Felon. Yes, I am. I do drum. That is true. I was just cleaning my kitchen thinking, wish I could have a real conversation with her and try to talk sense into her, but Andrew reminded me she's a sneaky manipulator who can't be trusted. And that's something I forget about this stuff. I'm a little simple, and I go into most conversations thinking everybody's good faith. Everybody seeks truth. Everybody just wants to get to that common ground. But it's not. It's because ego rules the earth. Ego is a direct result of Satan, and it's a direct result of mind decay. But it took me a long time. I used to be a cocky son of a bitch. It took me a long time to shed most of my ego. There's no value to it. And if people can see through it, you look really, really bad. Right? And so if there's any wisdom I can impart if I ever left this earth, it would be do everything you can to seek truth and wisdom and shed the ego. Ego does no favors for you. Confidence is great. Ego is terrible. Become self-aware, but don't become so self-aware that you lose self-esteem. Because that happens. It's a delicate knife balance. The more self-aware you become, you can lose a lot of confidence. Your world shatters the more self-aware you become. Let's see. Rachel says she just wouldn't answer to some of the mind-blowing facts, like 40% of U.S. businesses being owned by women, but only 6% of all businesses revenue coming from that. Wow, that 40%. Wow. Again, W's for Rachel. It was, guys, if you haven't seen Rachel versus Not So Bright in the debate con, Vic scored all the W's, but don't let that take away. There were other debates there by Rachel Wilson. You know, she had no answer for why we should be cool with crashing birth rates so that we can have bigger HR departments. She didn't address the complex first world systems argument either. You know, this can tie right into conspiracy corner. I heard, and maybe you can give some relevance to this, in the conspiracy world, I heard that third wave feminism was actually a CIA plant from the late 70s. I guess there was this prolific feminist who was actually a CIA plant, and she was there to convince women that they were unhappy instead of happy, that they weren't working enough, that men didn't respect them enough, that they needed to take charge and they needed to get their lives back, and they didn't need no man. And it's because the Marxists knew that they were all playing the long game, and they knew over time it would erode the nuclear family, and it would erode God first, and it would erode this high trust society that we've built. And then now that women aren't having as many kids as we should to do our replacement for population, that's why they have the borders open, and that's why they're ushering in all of these illegals and a lot of the Islamists, because the voting blocks can stay the same, but then they can pipe down capitalism in this free society that we've built because of it's just jealousy. It's just Marxist jealousy. And there's also this cool conspiracy I heard that the Antichrist is actually Islam. Islam is the Antichrist. And there are many similarities between, at first they will shame you for not being Islam. And then after a while, they'll kill you if you're not You know what I mean? If you look at a lot of those Revelation end time prophecies, the current Islam takeover actually mirrors a lot of it. It mirrors a lot of it. If anybody can give some ones and W's, some insight on that. I do read all this stuff. It's very fascinating. I have to get some water. I absolutely have to. All of my not so erudite Adderall is just cottonmouth. But I mean, like I said, what do you guys think of that? Do you think Islam has anything to do with, end times prophecy? Do you think that there is a connection between third wave feminism and Marxist jealousy? Did the CIA really plant prominent feminists to take women and bring them into the workforce and make them stop having kids? Is there any credence to that? Well, Rachel, do you think there's anything to that? Polly, I thought the Antichrist was going to come from the Jews. Great. Guns, everybody. Guns the bear Jew. Kyla's in her late 20s and she looks older. You know what, Kyla? If you looked at Kyla from that whatever podcast with Andrew, she looked a lot healthier and thicker. And then now she looks like, now she looks like she hangs out at the trap house and she sleeps on a mattress on the middle of the floor. And, in the middle of the night, she's itching at somebody's doorstep on their, calls like, I really need that right now. Please, I need that right now. Coming up with every excuse possible not to steal her roommate's stuff to sell so that she can keep getting the junk, right? Allegedly. Tomatoes are always listening. The rabbit hole of Trump being the Antichrist is interesting. Junk food for the brain. Okay, good. Dull and tired. I'll look into that. Fixed paradox. It's a repeating decline no matter what. It's true. I mean, it's true. It's true, but I do believe in the Bible. I do believe in the end times. Not all Gen Z are retarded. I don't think so. A lot are very, very smart. A lot of them are very, very smart. Bobby, Dean of Dinobags, did I say something? You said, come on, Josh. Misty, I just wish she would wash and brush her hair. I noticed that myself. What was up with that rat's nest? Does she not know how to do an even part? Did you see that? What the hell was that? Rachel says, yes, I am the one who popularized that. My book has a whole chapter on the CIA. Oh, that was you. I probably heard you talking about it. I watched so many YouTube videos. I probably heard you talking about it. On the CIA and Congress for Cultural Freedom and the funding of Miss Magazine, all that. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. I'm like, this idea that I read and it came from you. Thank you very much, Rachel. My second book, which should be finished by the end of the year. Cool, Rachel. I'm excited to read that. My wife is starting to look into you and go down the rabbit hole. So you have fans. Here in Boulder, Colorado, you have some fans. At the end of the year goes really deep in the Marxist end of things, which is crazy. My goal with all of this is to correct the historical record before I die. And you know what? People have duty. This is a theme. This is a theme I like to talk about all the time. You do have a duty on this planet. Everybody does. There's the macro duty, which for men it's to maintain infrastructure. It's to protect. It's to lead. Lead doesn't have to mean something nasty and misogynistic. Misogyny is not bad. I'm sorry, some of it's not bad. Look, there's toxic misogyny, but there's also masculinity, and some misogyny ties in. It depends on your perspective. Some of the perspective on masculinity, it can be called misogyny, but not all of it's bad. And then, women have the most important job on planet Earth. I don't understand why it's been bastardized. Women have the most important job on planet Earth. They have kids. It's a painful thing. They nurture the next generations. Dudes are there to discipline and lay the law, be a good example, and then women are there to nurture and really emotionally prepare these kids. I don't understand why that's potted down as some torture or some type of prison. I don't understand that. I don't know. And look, then we have our micro duties, which you kind of figure out and take upon yourself. Like Rachel's is to write these books and make sure to correct the historical accuracy before she dies. That's a personal duty. My personal duty right now, it's kind of this new thing is I feel like I've called myself a Christian for a long time, but I haven't spoken about it enough. I haven't spread it enough. It's one of those things where if you stop being a Christian for a while, it takes a while to kind of get up that courage again. And so I'm currently just working on becoming more comfortable with my belief and more comfortable spreading it, because that's like our duty number one. And also I really like the whole abolitionist rising on the abortion issue. I do feel a calling in that direction as well. And with the humor and with the comedy and the entertainment and how I can inexplicably monologue for 2 hours straight. I feel like, that abolitionist direction, I might be a value over there. I might be. You might have missed it, but I addressed the CIA thing as soon as you started talking about it. Oh, really? No, I did. I know. I thought it was just spurging. Yes, it's true. I write about it depth in my book. It's why Joe Rogan had me on as well, or one reason anyway. That's right. That was just a couple weeks ago. That's mind blowing. You're on Joe Rogan. I mean, you're like a legit celebrity, Rach. It's amazing. And also God bless and good for you, dude. Like it's unbelievably amazing all that you're doing and how many minds you're changing. And you're building a following of people that are learning the truth. I mean, I don't know. It's unbelievably respectful. Great job. Nate, I know anyone who doesn't care. I know anyone who doesn't cater to them is automatically an incel. Yeah, fuck them. God is good, Josh. He is just holy. Hope you and everyone get to church tomorrow. Yeah, we're actually looking for one. We have the mega churches around. And it's not that mega churches are bad. The amount of times I roll, because like the worship teams, for example, when I go to a mega church, and I don't mean I've never been to every one of them. I can't speak for every one of them. But the leaders of these worship bands, they seem like they want to be rock stars. Like it seems like they get really in their head and they think the whole thing is about them in the moment when really it's about praising the creator. And sometimes I just get a bad taste of it. I really do. Not So Bright was seething when Rachel brought up that she was in Rogan. I know, because I'm dull and tired. Not So would never be on Rogan, especially when she's sweating and her makeup looks horrible and she can't do an even part. What was that? She can't do an even part down the side of her head. Angela W's for Rachel, absolutely. Mezcal, Blue, I love Russell and his work. Yes, I love Russell too. Abolitionist Rising is great. I can watch those videos for 4 hours. And like I said, I'm feeling a tug in that direction. Let's see. Ivan, women are still net negative in terms of tax revenue. Kyla is foolish. Yeah, for sure. When women weren't working, we were able to be a manager at Kmart and support a 3-children family and have our own houses. And I don't know. There's no way we can get back to that. I'm sorry. There's no way we get back to that now. There's no way that we de-brainwash 3 generations of people that think that you can cut your dick off and become a woman and that child sacrifice is actually the moral thing to do. You don't deprogram that. We can only hope that we can train these future generations to do the right thing. But if anybody's sitting here thinking that, we can reverse this and get back on course, it might not happen in our lifetimes. It's probably not going to happen in our lifetimes. We're probably going to see the closest thing that we can see before we die to a socialist takeover in our lifetimes. But it doesn't mean that we can't prepare future generations to bring it all back, to pot all that shit down. Let's see, ortho churches in your area. I want to. I like the idea. Yeah, bro, projection is off the charts. Brian Shapiro is big time incel misogynist. Yeah, yes, he is. That's true. Ken, coping, and seething. Yeah, megachurches put more focus on pastors than God. Absolutely. That's a huge eye roll. Thank you, Misty. Thank you. Okay, I think I'm caught up now. So anyway, that's my conspiracy corner, guys. It kind of got off the rails. Thank you for all the tea and the insight, Rachel. I really appreciate that. Guys, remember Cash App and Venmo. You guys are so amazing. We had to start going from 5 to 7 Cash App donations before we do a raffle because I'd be doing one every 5 minutes. Polly says, all I know is when socialism takes over and we'll all end up being targets, the gulag is going to be lit. Well, that's why you really, really, really believe in the Second Amendment. You know what I'm saying, guys? It's a wonderful, beautiful thing. It's more fun than fireworks when you get that in your hand and you feel that kickback and it's just like, you got to love it. If you haven't done it, you got to try it out. Kari, thank you for the what are those called? Links. Kari is a god mod among men. Angela, I agree. Brian is truly an incel. Brian is an incel, but I think he has a little bit of evil in his heart. I like to laugh at him. I love dragging Brian Shapiro. but there's something so sinister inside of him, and I feel it in my bones. And I think that there needs to be more attention shed on the actual evil that's inside of Brian Shapiro. Rachel says, I am definitely only in this position because the Lord willed it. I agree. I mean, you're talented, but also without God, there is no value. There's literally no other explanation. I'm just a random lady who homeschooled her kids and read a lot. I'm preparing homeschooling for my kid too. I'm not putting my kid in the schools. That just affirms everything I think about it. My kid is not going to go to public school, and she's not. I can't afford, private school. But I think it's going to be fun. I really enjoyed learning. I enjoy education, but my kid is getting homeschooled, and I'm very, very excited about it. Only way Brian gets touched by a woman is when he puts up enough 100s, or when they slap him in the face after he's, trying to explain how much he loves Obama to a black chick. All right, let's get another skit up in this biatch. I feel myself dragging. I don't want to do that. I'm very, very sleepy. I'm a sleepy boy. Here we go. Let's try this one out. Very weird skits. A lot of skits today, guys. Hey, boss, just checking in about that promotion. No big deal, just wondering. It's not going to Tina, is it? I'm not jealous. Why would you even say that? It's just that she's been working late with you. A lot. Oh, I'm sure all those extra hours are just about spreadsheets, aren't they? Do you even notice when I come in late, or do you just notice Tina's big fat PowerPoints now? Well, it's just that we've been through so much already, with the Jenkins account, the quarterly reviews, and now you're just gonna toss me aside like yesterday's memos. Did you even consider me for the position, or was it always her? No, you know what? Forget it. I hope you and Tina are very happy together. I'll just clear out my desk. So now here I am, sending you my resignation, but that's what you always wanted, isn't it? Wait, what was that? I got the promotion? That's great. I was just joshing you. I was just telling a bunch of funny jokes. The office comedian. You made the right choice. Tina will make a fine addition to reception. Oh! Whoa! You didn't see that one coming. You did not see that one coming. Misty says, we are also 100% homeschooling. I've started communicating with the local homeschooling communities. Yeah, that's what I kind of want to do. Kendall, my wife is in the chat. Everybody, ones and W's for Kendall. But we want to do that type of homeschooling where they get to hang out with the kids. Where they get to hang out with the kids at least once or twice a week. So she just doesn't become a freak who grows up way too fast because she just listens to adults all the time, and then, eventually becomes a not so bright. Dystomyopia, find an Orthodox church, 1000%. Your kid will have cool friends. I really want to. Ortho sounds like the way to go. Yeah, not orthodontics or orthopedics, but Orthodox. This is what I assume you're talking about. Any hoozles, let's do another skit. We have so many to run through, so just bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen. Dad, can we talk? Oh, sure, son. Let's rap. I think it's time to come out to you. Oh. Go on. Look, I'm straight, and I identify as white. I know, son. I feel like your mother and I have always known. Was it really that obvious? Yes, buddy. You never delete your internet history. It's actually really intense and kind of concerning. There's nothing you could do that would make your mother and I love you any less. Thanks, Dad. But look, I wouldn't be a father if I didn't tell you that people aren't going to value your opinions. You're not going to be a top pick for most schools, and people are just going to be openly, vocally prejudiced against you. I know. So what I need you to do, bud, is get out there with confidence and work 3 times harder than everybody else, because you need to prove to this world that my Anglo little coos hound matters. I love you so much, Dad. Now get out there, son, and go tap some ass. I'm going to drench the city with my seed. Make it sticky out there, son. Hey, Dad. Thanks. Aww. What a wholesome moment. What a wholesome moment. Kendall well said, Josh, you are very based and very cool, so that doesn't surprise me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Before everybody starts leaving, I'm not cool. I'm not that. I'm very much not cool. Rachel, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's not false advertising. Thank you. I needed that. Thank you. I'm not cool. What are you guys doing? That's what the not cool show. I mean, if it was mirrored, you'd see it. Thank you, Rachel. Really, I really needed that. My confidence is shot. Dystomyopia. Rachel, definitely a lot of people have at my parish have figured out the one main income homeschool. It's possible. Kendall is cool, not you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Misty. That's how it goes. Dull and tired Rachel needs to go on Fresh and Fit. Oh, dude, that'd be so sick. Have you been on Cooley's thing? Have you been on the No Fugazi? Kendall, stop. I do have Carrie, but I work from home. I'm lucky I get to watch my daughter while I send emails. What did Kendall say? What did Kendall say? Wow, you guys are going ham in this chat. I love you guys. I get emails and DMs every day from women who say they are quitting work so they can focus raising their children and having a bigger family. I need to share more of that because it is very hopeful. And the reason why they sent it to you, Rachel, is because I'm sure that you had something to do with it. Ivan says, indeed, both of my grandmothers had 6 kids, never worked a job, became millionaires due to my grandfathers working their asses off. My boomer feminist mother aunts wrecked it. Yeah. Yeah, I have very direct and close family members that are a little involved with that type of thinking, and there is some emotional crippling and emotional. I have some maybe siblings, maybe not, that are emotionally crippled and paralyzed because of being enabled and entitlement. Rachel says, no. I was telling Kendall, your wife, that you said she was very cool and base. Oh yeah, hell yeah, Kendall, you're dope, dude. Kendall, you're sick. You heard it from Rachel Wilson herself. I won't say you're cool if you don't want me to, but I bet. Okay, Rachel, come on, guys. I'm not cool, Josh. You can make me turn it into the tomato. You guys are going to have to call me Sarah after a while, right? But hey, I'm not suing you. I promise. That would be not cool. Let's see. Dystomyopia. Ella Boomer feminist moms, including mine. I don't want to say, my mom's everywhere. She's everywhere. I don't want to say anything. She's going to pop out of what the hell? You know what I mean? Or she's, just popping out, what the hell? It's going to be crazy. You guys wouldn't want to see what would happen. Haven't yet, but when I get the chance, I'll do the No Fugazi. And I know I really like Cooley. The dude is a giant, though. The dude, I mean, he's like Black Vic. But No Fugazi, I always end up, rabbit holing them for a while. I can watch No Fugazi for like 2 hours straight. Absolutely. Kari, I'm emotionally crippled because emotions weren't allowed growing up for us. Even hugs feel just wrong and they suck. Yeah, and you know what, Kari? That's true. That's very, very... I thank you for sharing that, by the way. I'm not sure if that's hard for you, but thank you. And then there's the other side of it, too, when like you get too much. I know that you're probably like, I could never get too much. I just wanted a hug. And you deserve it. But there is too much of it, too. And that results in like 34-year-old men living in their same bedroom since high school, and they haven't vacuumed the floor in 6 years and would never dare to. There is another side to that. So when you find that healthy balance, it took me forever to even grow up. It wasn't until I was like 30 when I finally decided, like, dude, this isn't anybody else's fault but yourself. Like, everything that's going on in your life, this is your problem. And you have to stop blaming everybody. I said this in the first couple episodes. I used to be that insufferable liberal. I mean, insufferable. When Kendall and I met, I was like lecturing her to be nicer to black people who she's yelling at because they're walking in the middle of the road entitled. Like, you can't talk to them like that. Do you know how they've had it in this country? Kendall's just like, are you fucked? Don't ever be that unattractive ever again. Kendall's the one who turned me into a total Trump support. Kendall turned me, and I came back, gave my life to Christ, watching Kirk Cameron and Left Behind. But I used to burn American flags on 4th of July. I thought I was so based, and I couldn't have been more evil and worse. But you know what's funny is there is this human condition. There were some things that I just had to agree to fall in line on the left that really did make me, like, abortion always made me uncomfortable. It always made me uncomfortable. The gay trans stuff, it was one thing when the gays just wanted to blend in, just like, stop looking at us. We just want to blend in and be normal. And now it's like, unless you give us unending privilege and you don't recognize us all the time and change your language for us, we're pissed off. I was always uncomfortable with that stuff. Rachel says, oh, did you guys see Sarah Tomato have a rage fit? No, but now you got to spill the tea. Now you got to spill that tea. I wish that I could go stream in other directions. My internet is so terrible, and I do this from my cell phone, and I'm saving up. So your cash apps have been very appreciated. I have a little bucket I've been saving up so that I can actually get a computer and do this the right way. My 3-year-old stepped on my computer screen, so I can't do it the right way. Kendall says, that man's life is more important than his skin color. Anyone jaywalking will get yelled at. I don't want them to die in front of me. You were right. I was being an idiot. You probably just should have got 10 points and kept going, Kendall. Angela says, hi, Miss Peachy Keens. Oh, hey, Miss Peachy Keens. Thanks for being, and look at you. I love the little community. I love that you guys, even in Cool Vic's chat, everybody's talking, they're being good buddies. I think I love it. It really does warm up my little Josh Dobb heart, and I get all the gooeys. Misty, against Jake the Muslim, I'm trying to get footage. Yes. I'm a computer. Stop all the downloading. Kari says, ooh, very bad time to buy a PC. Prices are insane, probably not going down. I have a couple homies. I'm a gamer nerd, and well, not so much anymore, but I have some people that might be willing to give me some decent prices. So Poly Shortcuts has some emojis that I'm not familiar with. When we do the memberships, guys, when I do get monetized again, I'm able to do the memberships. We're going to have all kinds of fun emojis. We're going to have all kinds of fun, like secret. There's going to be a lot of inside joke type stuff. And the first shirt I'm designing, guys, we have a shirt design that I'm working on, and I might even do it on one of those third-party t-shirt websites just because I want it to get out there. But it's going to have this. There's going to be this. If you guys don't know what this is, watch some past episodes, but this has become probably the most important. This is like and back in the day, if you were in like Roman times and you couldn't say that you were a Christian, so you draw one half of the fish, and then with the other person, so they draw the other half of the Jesus fish, and then Well, this is kind of, if you watch the Not Cool show, one guy puts one forearm out, the other guy puts another forearm, and you do this, and it's like the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. We call it the 34 count felon double dragon fist. That's what we call it. Watch past episodes because it's a doozy. It's apparently bad. It's true, Pix. It's true. Oh, Rachel, I need to see that ASAP. Me too. Knew it was bound to happen, but yeah, it's gonna be on a T-shirt. Just two forearms touching like this. I might put Cool Vic's head and Trump's face in there sometime too, somewhere too. But that's going to be available hopefully at the beginning of next week. I'm going to have a little link for it on one of the third-party T-shirt websites, and I think that you guys would love to wear a T-shirt of what this means. A Vic peep and a Trump peep inside of a stormy peep. 3 peeps. Friction creates fire. Okay, let's do another skit, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do another skit. What haven't we done? What haven't we done here? This is oh man, we're getting there. Here we go. This is my tenure at Spirit Halloween.
Thank you for shopping at Spirit, sir. Did you want to donate your change to the Children's Hospital?
Yeah, I'm sorry, not today.
Alrighty, sir. Well, I guess I'll just have to tell little Billy that he gets to be an angel for Halloween this year. Son of a bitch.
Whoa! Dead kids. Yikes. All right, let's see. Let's do another skit. Here's one. Ooh, Kendall found this. I don't even remember doing this. This is years ago.
Oh, God. Why me? Why now? I haven't even kissed a girl yet.
Dude, what are you doing? I just read an article on the internet that said Mexico just launched a nuke and it's heading right for us. Then the journalist said to take it with a grain of salt, so I'm not taking any chances and I would suggest you do the same.
Okay, well, first off, that's way more than a grain of salt, and all that means is you don't have to take it so seriously.
Oh, you know what? That's so typical you. You never take anything seriously, do you? This is a big deal. Oh my God.
Dude, it's not even real, man. Did you check the facts?
Is this fact-checking? Am I fact-checking?
I really did take that mouthful of salt, too. I did not know how that was going to reason. That was like a good hour of discomfort. That's worse than the cinnamon challenge stuff. That was horrible. All right, let's get another skit because I had a special request. I played it yesterday, but let's do it again. One of my favorite skits I ever did. And yeah, let's check it out.
Showing like these commercials of the tactical products. Are you familiar with these? They're like the flashlight that have the serrated edges, and like they're supposed to be super bright, and they have different modes, so they blink at you, so you can stop a bad guy right in his tracks. If there was a bad guy in your house stealing your television, you can have a flashlight and just point it at him. They show people you can show up a bad guy with it, and the bad guy just goes down immediately like the biggest, baddest tactical bat you've ever seen. And does the flashlight thing where it flashes until you go blind. And am I alone on this? I wanted to make my own. If this guy is really making millions of dollars off of a flashlight, because everybody knows you can hit a flashlight. You can take the backside of a flashlight and hit somebody with it. Not only a bad guy, but really anybody, really, and it would hurt them because it's like a Maglite flashlight and those things weigh 8 pounds. You're not inventing anything new. You're really not. I can take the edge of like one of those saws that can cut through metal. I'll make serrated edges on my Maglite so I can cut you, turn it on and off really quick. Really quick to get that strobe effect, or, and then the blunt side of the thing. That's nothing. You've done nothing new. So what I've done, you guys, I've made the tactical marker. Like a marker. Like my dry... Oh, God. Like my dry erase marker that I have right here. Oh, my God. I like the dry erase marker right here. I made a tactical version of that. And, I want to pitch it to you guys. So it's a tactical marker that has weaponry. It can also paint. I want to go ahead and show you guys. But here's my tactical marker that I made. It's you see, here's the marker part right here. So you can clearly write things with it. And then it has, like a Swiss Army doodad thing right here with a little hatchet and a hammer. For, when you're hammering stuff and you want to get nails into the wood. And then, like a little paintbrush here. I wanted to make it as versatile as possible. You can just go ahead and do, paint your house silly. And then, if there's a bad guy, you got your tactical shit. It's so tactical. I've never seen anything more tactical than this. I'm like a tactician. This is number one in James Ripton engineering. I'm super happy that I have this thing. But anyway, it's the tactical marker. It's a marker, but
It's
look
very
at all
practical.
the stuff that it
We're
comes
working on a
with.
travel size. We're working on one that can fit in most overhead compartments, and they can go right through the X-ray machine at the airport. The tactical marker. I'm a woman, so opinions like half, but needs more flamethrower. You know what? We all did that. We all made flamethrowers back in the day. Josh's face while watching himself is hilarious. Yeah, I look good. Thank you, Angela. Dystomyopia. That's a badass marker. Swiss design. It's number one in James Ripton engineering. It's number one in James. I mean, it's not for your average mushroom gobbler. That's true. I wouldn't just give it to any mushroom gobbler. Nope. Let's see here. I want to. There was another request for a skit, so talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to pod myself down. I'm going to try to find this. Where is it? It's a classic. I get asked about it every day. If people are getting sick of it, I'm so sorry. But it's it gets asked about all the time. Maybe I took it off the back end. If I did, I'm super sorry about that, guys. But oh man, come on, come back to me. Where are you? I don't know, but how about this? How about we'll just do this? This is a win. Keep it gangster. Keep it gangster, Doug. Do you guys ever wonder what it's like to be Brian Shapiro? I'm sure, I mean, my channel is so small and, my show is so small, but to, be Brian Shapiro and stumble onto Cool Vic's channel for the first time and just start watching stuff and just, get my feelings brutally hurt. Just sit there and cry and, is that what people think of me? Because, the guy is just insecure as hell. Nobody has to say, I'm not insecure. I'm smarter than you're not smarter than me. Imagine telling Warren Smith that you're not smarter than me. Warren Smith is 8 times smarter than me. Warren Smith is an incredibly intelligent dude. Imagine looking Warren Smith in the face and going, "You're not smarter than me, Warren. You're smart, but you're not smarter than me." That is the most laughably incorrect statement I've ever heard in my entire life. My entire life. That Warren Smith, but Brian Shapiro, going to Vic's page, maybe he even saw some no-cap Bryce Shaps and was like, damn, I knew that I had some mushroom gobblers in my chats and phone calls, but people out there really hate me. Some people really hate me. I'd like to be a fly on the wall for that. It'd be pretty funny to watch Brian Shapiro stumble onto Cool Vic's channel for the first time. Would you rather have a roommate Brian Shapiro or Sheldon Cooper? Probably Brian Shapiro. Because it sounds like he likes to go to the strip clubs a lot. He's probably at the Moonlight Bunny Ranch all the time. He's gone for more than half the day at his radio station that he pays to have inside of a strip mall. Because every time I hear another detail about Brian Shapiro, it cheapens his whole mythology. He's just a cheap Kmart motherfucker at this point. But he would never be home. He's always doing Piers Morgan. He's always on Tim Pool. He's always hanging out with Michael Knowles. His best friend Alex Stein, Pimp on a Blimp, number 69. And so I would assume he's never home. And so probably Brian Shapiro. And when he was home, he's such an easy target to clown on. If I just had a couple of you guys over, my friends, we just sit there with a couple beers on the couch right when he'd walk in and just be like, there's that lovable cuck. What the fuck's up? You know what I mean? Just clown on the guy. Just see how red we could get his face. And then, his secret girlfriend, the tomato would come over and they both would just be bright tomato red all the time. We can make some period jokes, I'm sure. Polly Shortcuts, I wonder what kind of a sports car Brian drives. Yeah, I'm sure he drives what was that? What was that Honda from the mid 90s that was just a 2-seater that you could pop the top off? And I bet he'd think that was so freaking cool. Or a Ranchero. He probably drives an El Camino Ranchero and he probably thinks it's super, super cool. Not Cool Show would have endless content. Yes. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. It would turn into Viva La Bam and just how much we could prank Brian Shapiro. That would be so fun. Maybe we'll make some AI sketches out of that. Maybe we'll make some AI sketches and make a sitcom format of Brian Shapiro and Not Cool living in the same house together. I think that would be endlessly brilliant content myself. He strikes me as a PT Cruiser. Oh my God. I know. Yes, Brian Shapiro is definitely a PT Cruiser. Brian Shapiro for sure had the redux of the slug bug when it came back out in the early 2000s and really thought it was fucking cool, dude. Let's see, Pauly Shortcuts, Brian's the kind of guy that would brag about a threesome with, a two-dude threesome. I know. He's like, yeah, I finally had a threesome. I mean, it was 2 dudes, and I got really uncomfortable when the other guy was standing in front of the bed just going to town, and he was just watching me. And I had to get out of there. I think Kroll was on TV downstairs, so I ended up watching a Kroll marathon. But I finally had that threesome. I'm not a mushroom gobbler. You're the mushroom gobbler. Too much credit with Prelude. I don't know what you're saying. Oh, a Prelude. Yeah, okay, that's what you're talking about. No, I had a Honda Prelude. I really liked my Honda Prelude, and then I got stolen 5 times out of my apartment parking lot. But it all had stock parts, so the police would always find it like a neighborhood away, and the junkies would always leave like their IDs and stuff in it, so the people would get arrested immediately. But it wasn't the Prelude. It's this really compact Honda car. I used to know what the name of it was, but it had a hard shell top, and you could pop it off, and then you looked stupid. No matter what, you looked stupid in this car. Yes, the Honda del Sol. Yes. Thank you, Yield. Wonderful. I'm just going to call you a watermelon felon just for giving me that. It is absolutely the del Sol. Yes. But I had a Prelude. I loved my Prelude. I absolutely loved my Prelude. Now I have a Ford Fiesta from 2014. Brian's the guy who would brag. Yes, the threesome comment. Yes. Oh, thank you, Car. You're still doing the links. Thank you very, very much. He strikes me as a PT Cruiser type of guy. And you guys kept saying Prelude. You guys were trying hard. I appreciate it. Corporal, Bryshat banned me from the PTL chat after the 10v1 debate. Why? Why, Corporal? Why? I want to know. Is that the sporty looking? Yeah, that's the one that was white, Kendall, that had like the 2-foot high spoiler in the body kit. And it had that like really deep dash and everything. The one that got stolen out of the Garden Center parking lot like 4 or 5 times. I liked my Prelude a lot. And it was very inexpensive. And I used to love sports cars. S2Ks are actually pretty expensive. I had an Impreza too, a Subaru Impreza. That was pretty fun. But the electric started messing up on it, and I don't know anything about electric. I've replaced my alternator. I've replaced my spark plugs, my ignition coil. I've replaced my coolant overflow thing and the actual coolant tank itself. I've done the serpentine belt myself. I've done a lot of stuff. When it comes to electrical, it is like fucking Greek to me. Nope. Hondas are like turtles last a long time until they become irrelevant. Yeah. Remember Kias? There you go. Saturn. Do you guys remember the Saturns? Are you guys old enough to remember the sporty Saturns? A Miata. The S2000 Prelude gang. I told him mine when I hit it. I told him mine too. It was like I was coming home from work, and there was like this really, really long line of cars down 287, and there was this group full of like teenage girls in front of me that just stopped on a dime, and I was following too close, but I hit them, and then like 4 cars back, boom, 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 and it totaled my car. I was so sad. I loved that car. Corporal, I remember seeing you win that chat. I want to know what happened. With the Corporal. I'm sorry I keep making... Look, you guys don't come here to tell stories. I'm supposed to be the entertainment. And here I'm like making Rachel tell full stories. I want Corporal to tell full stories. But we do have Guns, ladies and gentlemen. Guns the bear. Can I get ones and W's? You rub his tummy. You pat his nose. You give him little kissies. And then he does that beautiful wave that Elon Musk does. Why was this controversial, you guys? Why was it? Why was this a controversial... This is Dr. Hooden. 9. I don't get it. I don't understand. Du hast mich. I don't understand it. My sister's first car was a hand-me-down 96 Honda Civic. Civics were amazing. If you weren't cruising down the highway way too fast at 2 a.m. with all of your 16-year-old best friends back in 1996 in their Honda Civic, did you live? Were you even alive? I don't think so. Let's watch another skit, you guys. Skits for days. We're running at an hour and a half now, and I'm running out of things to talk. This is supposed to be the big 2-hour show. I'm running out of things to talk about. You mushroom gobblers, you've been very entertaining. You guys have entertained me more than I've entertained you tonight. I haven't even come up with another classic joke tonight. I don't even know if I've even been that particularly funny tonight. Have you guys heard about those new corduroy pillows? I hear they're making headlines. Okay. Let's see. Keep it gangster, dog. Oh, you know what? I did have this really one that I didn't want to play the other night because I thought it was going to be too offensive for the audience. So let's see. Let's play this one that I thought was going to be a little too offensive for the audience. Let's see here.
Abortion, and she doesn't need the word for...
Okay.
Women are not oppressed in this country. They have every single right a man does, and as a matter of fact, they might have a couple more rights than men do. When a boy and a girl like each other very much and become intimate, it's possible they can become pregnant. Now, if the boy wants to keep the child and the girl doesn't want to keep the child, she can go to a place where it's legal and get an abortion, and she doesn't need the word from the man at all. She needs no permission. She can just get rid of the child. Now, if a boy and a girl become pregnant and he doesn't want the kid, but she does, she can have the kid and he can't do a darn thing about it. And if he tries to bail, she can go after him with child support. And if he doesn't pay that child support, he can go to prison, thus stripping him of his bodily autonomy. That's a right a female has and a dude doesn't. She can just get rid of a child with no responsibility and no consequence, but a guy doesn't have a say in it at all, and if he doesn't want the child, he can get royally screwed. Let's talk about another one. Women have the right to vote, and I love that. I don't think that there's any problem with that. But a right that they have that men don't is they can vote to enact a draft to send men to war and effectively send them to their possible deaths, whereas there's no vote a man can make that will send a woman to war and thus possibly end her life. I'd say that's a pretty wild privilege that women can vote to send men to their possible deaths, and it's completely legal, and men don't even talk about it. We don't even acknowledge this in public. That's pretty benevolent of us. Dudes, you're pretty cool. I think I just proved that there are a couple rights that women have that men don't. So maybe men are oppressed? Men, we need to organize and march in the streets. I'm just kidding. We would never do that. We're super logical and we just work way too much.
Oh! Pix, Watermelon Felon. Pix, thank you so much, everybody. I want to see those W's for Watermelon Felon in the chat. Pix Paradise. Thank you so much, Pix. Thank you so much. I think you guys are, let's see. I haven't even been keeping track of these. 3 more Cash Apps. 3 more Cash Apps, and we get to do a raffle. And it might even be like a physical prize. It might. Let's see. W's. Thank you guys so much. The W's are in the house. Rachel Wilson says 100%. Nate the Eagle says base. Josh. Distomyopia says truths. And bodily autonomy. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess I don't know why I thought I'm still nervous to say all these anti-feminist points in public. I still do it. But I live in Colorado. Guys, if you don't know what Boulder, Colorado is, if you've never been there, Rachel, are you familiar with Boulder, Colorado? It is Portland. It is San Francisco. It's San Diego. It's Washington. It's anywhere in New York. It is its own little island filled with insufferable blue-haired, transgender supporting. It's the type of city where they trans their 7-year-olds. They bring the kids to the marches. They make them wear the pink pussy hats. They make signs for them. Even my cousin did that to my little cousin. Wrote her a little pussy hat sign. And then, I saw my 5-year-old cousin holding up one of those signs. And I was like, what does that mean? Person I'm not going to dox, because if my cousin's watching, she'd murder me. And then she was like, I don't know, Mom took me on. And you heard my cousin like, ha ha, okay, ha ha ha. And I was like, see, dude, no. Yeah, Rachel says, I've been warned about Boulder. Boulder is intense. Boulder, they stretch it all the way. It's like they have a bingo card of all of the extreme liberal evilness, and they push it 110%. I don't know if I told you guys the story, but I was in Denver and I have my Star of David tattoo. I got stopped after I was doing comedy. I do stand-up comedy, and it was after one of my better stand-up comedy nights. I went 7 minutes on phone jokes, like dad jokes about handset phones in your kitchen, and this guy was like, "Hey, I would cover that up." And I thought he was kidding, because it was when the war in Iran started and the whole, Hamas-Israel thing. And I was just like, oh, okay, for sure. And he's like, no, man, I'm trying to help you out, dude. You should definitely cover that up when you're walking around down here. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I've seen worse. People are getting jumped. There's some violence happening if they know that you are affiliated anything Jewish. And I was like, wow, this is why it's reality. The anti-Semitism is real. And you can be critical of a government. You can be critical of a government. You can be critical of a leader, Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government. It doesn't mean you have anything against Jews or the people or even the land. The sons of Abraham, I respect them. The Bible tells me to respect them. But you can be critical of a government. Aren't we critical of our government? Don't we know that our government is corrupt? Do we not know that there's a 3-tier justice system? Do we not know that we're funding abortions and we're funding these proxy wars everywhere, that lobbyists rule the world, that Anthony Fauci was like the leader of our country and brought on total tyranny, and they did like a test for government takeover, and we just rolled over and took it? Our government, it's far from perfect. Does it mean I hate Americans? Fuck no. We're still voting in Trump. We still have the majority of people, at least the people, maybe not the government leaders, but at least the people are trying out there. And the people that have the weak minds that get taken over by all of the Marxist nonsense, there's still a chance. But it doesn't mean that I hate the blood of Americans, right? It doesn't mean you hate the blood of the Jews to think Benjamin Netanyahu is a joke. I don't know. Who am I to give any sort of wisdom on anything that you guys should apply to your lives and try to do better? I guess based is just an idea. Who are the lobbyists? Are there any lobbyists in here? Chicka chicka, please stand up. Bobby Ballbags. No more pets or farms. We're gonna euthanize and oppress animals and neutralize all the farmland. Yeah, sure. My state tried to have us register our gardens. Ew! Where are you from, Polly? Ew! Dystomyopia, P4Z, which state is that? Oy vey. L'chaim, bitches. I live in one of the gayest cities next to a red city. What's the gay city? Well, I guess don't dox yourself. I'm one for accidental doxing. I apologize. My interaction with the Bryshap Nitwits is in the chat. Scroll back. Oh, yay, Corporal. Thank you very, very much. Excited. And it sucks because the live chat doesn't update till like a day and a half after I post these. And so I'm always like excited waiting for 48 hours to finally read all of these chats. And then I get back to you guys. If you guys notice, I'll go to random places you guys are on YouTube and I'll be like, hey, remember that thing that you said the other day? I thought that was really cool. I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge that because I'm sensitive. I'm a sensitive boy. I cried on the chat last night. I showed you my girl boobs. I cried on the chat. Rachel came up with 17 different nicknames for my perfect 25-cent boy nips. My chat made 0 sense as well. The way you saw it. Well, it's okay. I still know you guys mean well. Cash App. Did I mention that we have a Cash App? This face. Like Frodo Baggins at the end of Return of the King, when he does that gay look at all the hobbits when they're all getting together. Sam. Throw the ring in the mountain, Sam. And how does he do that? Elijah Wood has a hard time not looking gay. I feel bad for the kid. I feel bad. Yeah, Vic's in a really hard area. Vic's in a really hard lefty area. Really, he is. I'm scrolling. I just don't want to be too boring. I've retained a decent audience, and if I just go stagnant and just scroll, because I want to read it. Corporal, you're a cool guy, Corp. Let's see. I was complaining to Sarah to not let Brian filibuster with his monologues. I was exposing Brian's contradictions, and it was outraged Brian's nitwit followers. Stupidest was stupidest, and he let you go for that. You were being critical of it. You were challenging his worldview and logic. I guess that's Brian Shapiro, man. Brian Shapiro doesn't even know the rules of debate. Brian Shapiro doesn't even know what an ethical framework is. I bring this up because this is one of the most mind-blowing instances I've ever seen from an Andrew and Brian Shapiro debate. But is it ethical to support Donald Trump? And Brian didn't understand that. Brian thought Trump bad. Is it okay to vote for Donald Trump? And it wasn't. It was ethical. Is it ethical to support Donald Trump? And Andrew always does that challenge your worldview. He wants to know where your ethics are coming from, because if they're not rooted in anything substantial, it's just it becomes a preference argument. And my preferences are just as important as anybody else's preferences if there's not a strong foundation or grounding of God, right? Or something substantial that's true on the basis of something that's rock solid. It just becomes, what I personally think is just as good as what you personally think. And Brian could not get past that. It is a super basic and fundamental principle. It's not that hard of an idea to break down. He's unbelievably stupid. And just do you guys think he really doesn't understand? What was it that he was arguing with Warren about? The whole pilot, the DEI thing with Charlie Kirk. And he's like, no, Charlie Kirk just thinks black pilots are bad. Do you really think he doesn't understand that? Or is it willful ignorance? Because I love the Warren and Brian Shapiro debates. I love them. They're always entertaining. I love to laugh. This one, I couldn't laugh. I was just angry the whole time because it was I've always suspected that Brian's playing a character, that Brian just feels like he thinks he's this leftist hero. And if he deviates from any leftist ideology, that he's going to lose money or something like that. But just to sit here and, Warren corners him with third grade logic. I mean, any 13-year-old, even Alan, would understand this principle. The whole DEI Charlie Kirk thing. And Brian Shapiro would not concede. He would pivot. He would not concede. He even tried to dump the argument. I'm getting emotional right now. I hated that. Do you guys think that Brian is being genuine? Rachel, you say that he DMs you guys all the time. Is there evidence that he really doesn't believe in a lot of it, that he doesn't believe in his convictions? Is he lying to us? Is he playing a part? Black dude pilot's okay. Black chick pilot's not so much. You're telling me, bud. I go back and forth on that, ignorant or lying. He does display stupid. He does display honest, genuine stupid. But then when I see that, when I see the whole DEI pilot thing, Warren has broken it down further. You can't go any farther. A 13-year-old would understand and absorb the logic. And Brian Shapiro is still exhibiting he's not committing to the argument at all. He does not want to absorb. He doesn't want to even show that he understands it. Even when Warren was like, can you admit that when they give ICE officers poor training, that's bad and it can have implications for the future? Can you admit that? Warren, give me one example of a black pilot that didn't meet qualifications. Like why, dude? Unfortunately, I do think Brian is sincere. Really? You're serious? I trust you. Really? That's hard for me to contend with, even on the DEI thing. I mean, really, I do value your opinion on the DEI. Do you think he really just doesn't get it? Because that makes me mad for two reasons. That it's frustrating to watch those arguments. I can't believe he can't absorb these topics. And also, why do we have somebody that visibly stupid climbing the ranks in the political world, climbing the ranks in the pundit world? I know that he's a punching bag. I know that. I know when he goes, he's only on Piers Morgan because Piers gets more clicks and views because people eviscerate him. And it's fun to watch somebody get eviscerated. But Brian does have real fans. Brian does have hundreds, if not thousands of people that really think his takes are amazing. He has fans where his fans will say, you're my number one favorite political pundit. Did you guys hear that? My number one favorite political pundit is you, Brian. I listen to you every day. I think that you're just brilliant. So that's, yikes. This is a sincere reaction to what Rachel just said. Yikes. I do not like knowing that. I do not like knowing that. Kari, I don't mean it disrespectfully, but it caused people like Vic and Andrew to give him the time of day. No, I know. I've said that. Even me. My channel is dedicated to clowning on Brian Shapiro. I'm not claiming that I'm one of the reasons that he's getting so big. I'm just saying, yes, I know that. But it's only natural for us to have such a visceral reaction to something so shocking. It's shocking. Brian is shocking. And when he becomes a lol cow, and I don't mean any disrespect by this, but it's you guys too. I mean, you guys come to the chats and we all engage, and maybe we should. We are disseminating news on a topic that we do find rather serious and like it has valuable substance enough to keep trying to spread out there. Beware of Brian Shapiro. You know what I mean? I mean, that is part of it. Part of it is a little activism. Most of it is entertainment. But you're right. I just want to say, Kari, you are correct on that. Rachel says, I don't know. Do you think Kyla really believes that we're better off not reproducing as long as we have expanded HR departments for corporations? This is why I don't want everybody to vote. I think that somebody like Kyla could be being sincere. She's smarter than Brian Shapiro. I mean, at least Naima, calls out Brian Shapiro for just the low intelligence that he has and how he doesn't even know he's being racist when he clearly is. I think Kyla, there's like this group of women, you're not included in this, Rachel, but they do have deep insecurities. They do feel like they're not doing good enough, and it's because they've been sold the idea they're not doing good enough. I mean, when you don't have God in your life, or even if you just pretend to have God in your life, and you have no rock solid foundation to derive confidence from, you really can bite and swallow all of this stuff that the lefties are selling you, that men hate you and men want to keep you down. And there's this entire boys club where we have meetings and we're like, all right, men, how else can we suppress the women this week? Oh, good. I saw that wage gap is still up. Wonderful. That doesn't exist. There's no committee of dudes that get together every weekend and they decide how they're going to oppress women this week. But people like Kyla, I think they actually believe that. I think they actually do. And, they get so much affirmation from those around them. And because the left truly is a cult and a mob where you will lose your friend base. You will lose your friends. Luckily, I had Christian friends when I stopped being, an insufferable leftist. I had a community to fall back on. But because leftists cut anybody conservative and Christian out of their lives, they are terrified to leave. Even if they think differently and they're like, oh no, different speak is in my head. They have to contend with, they have to try hard to stop. Because if they betray one piece of ideology that is of leftism, they will be ostracized and outed, and they will be tortured psychologically. They'll be doxxed. People will drag their names online. And Kyla knows that. They all subconsciously know that. They know that it will be detrimental to their lives as a leftist after abandoning anybody who disagreed with them, that they can't leave now. And so, a lot of it's subconscious and a lot of it is just buried so deep into their minds, and they are afraid of the real world and psychological consequences. Bobby Ballbags, throw that story out there. Got to watch out for the weak ones. Well, and you got to watch out for them and then do your duty as a Christian and just a good person in general and try to breathe truth into them, no matter what. Because we at least get to have fun. We don't police words. We're not just on a constant activism struggle. It's like one of the rules of a leftist is you can't have any fun. If you're having any fun, then that means you're not fighting the good fight and you're privileged. If you have fun, you have time to have fun, which means that you're privileged and you could be using that time to have fun, to engage in activism and try to make the world a better place. And what sucks is some people believe it on the left. Some people, it's not a grift, and my heart goes out to those people. My heart really, really does. I am possibly perhaps related to Mr. James Buchanan. Well, try to capitalize off of Bobby Ballbags. Brian is a hall monitor personality. I know. Can I see your hall pass? Well, I'm going to tell on you, you little mushroom gobbler, and your mom's a piece of shit. Because he hates moms for some reason. Brian doesn't know history, believes Trump is worse than Buchanan, who led us to civil war. Brian can't contend with the fact that we had 15 presidents that were slave owners. Andrew Jackson would beat slaves right in the White House lawn, and Brian Shapiro's like, no, Trump, 34 felon, raw dog Stormy Daniels, the economy's bad, gas is up. He lied. He said that the war would be over in a day on a phone call. He never called. He didn't use his cell phone. He never made that call. Josh, look back in the chat for more. Look back in the chat for more. I'm the corporal. If you watch Looney Tunes, Brian is Elmer Fudd and bald. Andrew is Bugs. Just dancing around Elmer. That's so funny. I am possibly, amen. Oh no. Got a funny story. Got to watch out for the weak ones. Brian does no history. Brian is a ticking time bomb. On a serious note, I'd be careful around him. I believe that too. That's that. I always say that Brian was that kid in school where, you'd be curious about him. Maybe he seemed cool at first, but as soon as you let him into the friend group and you clowned on him a little bit, his reaction would be so visceral, possibly borderline violent. It's like, whoa. Like, you kind of fizzle on him. You stop calling him. He gets his feelings hurt really bad. Brian was that redheaded kid in school that Columbine. I'll just say Columbine. We don't have to say anything else. Columbine. Thank you, Kari. Kari, you're a wonderful mod. All of you mods are great. Kari just is up on the chores. She's always cleaning up the chat. She's putting the links out there. Guys, Cash App. I'm trying to do a 2-hour show, but we're at an hour and a half now. I'm really stretching this. It might not reach an hour and a half unless there's some mode, boo doo boo boo boo. I'm just kidding. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't grift and threaten you guys. That's not cool. I'm sorry. I feel bad about that. Polly Shortcuts, did you hear Brian tell the story when he snapped in high school and broke his kid's notes because he talked bad about Brian's friend that died? Yes. I didn't even know that story, and that was my perfect read on Brian Shim. Dude, ones and W's for Josh Staub in here. I am not cool, Josh. That was the most not cool moment. That is amazing. Vic always has these great predictions. I'm happy I had one on Brian. You rub his tummy, you pat his nose, you give him kissies, and you let him wave, baby. Oh man, those clips are going to show up online, and I will have a lot of explaining to do. It's the final few minutes of the first of the Deaf Noodles debate. Oh, how's that going, Polly? How's it going? Excuse me. I don't do chores in my own household. I got kids. I know, Bobby. I just needed to thank Kari specifically. She's doing a lot of work in there, and I needed to thank her. All right, let's see if there's any more skits, guys, and we might tie a bow on this one. I'm feeling like this was substantive. I feel like this is one of the most serious episodes I've had all week long. I promise Monday's show is going to be silly as hell. And I actually have a big announcement, a big substantive announcement that actually will affect everybody in this room. I thought I was going to be able to announce that today. It's just not ready yet. And so Monday is going to be the day for that. But that'll be cool because it'll be on the tail end of Cool Vic. And, he'll probably, I never ask for the raid. I always tell him right before the show, every single show, I'm like, you don't have to do that. I'm not asking for the raid. I don't ever want you to think I'm entitled to anything. And then he's always just the coolest guy in the world and he does it anyway. So my thought is he likely will raid. And then, the audience will be there. I can't wait to make this announcement to all of you guys. It's going to be Beautiful. It's going to be the best announcement other than if we actually got the save act through. Not going to happen. Not going to happen, boys and girls. Couldn't be sadder about it. I'm trying to find a Cool Dad sketch. I think that we deserve to watch Cool Dad sketch. Where are you, Cool Dad? We might not do it. We might not have Cool Dad right now. I might have accidentally deleted Cool Dad. That's a bummer. Do you guys remember this one? See if you remember this one.
Saying a bad word for random letters of the alphabet. Okay, ready, go. Damn. Ass. Nutsack.
And that's true, guys. Your donations are 100% going to the show. I'm not one of those guys that just takes all the donations and goes and blows it on, I don't know, video games and Digimon cards. I don't know what kids buy anymore. But it's very specifically to enhance the production value of the show. I want you guys to have a good time watching this. Now, from a week and 4 days ago, well, I think that was the first show. If you guys go back and watch that show and then rewatch this one tomorrow, and then you tell me how things look now. I mean, with the lighting, with the sound, with the background, the technical difficulties. We're still riddled with technical difficulties, but it looks a hell of a lot better, right? It's more organized. There's more structure. It looks a hell of a lot better. God, I want to find more skits. I really want to find the Cool Dad skit. Everybody likes that one. It's a good one. It's a good one to play out. Come on, give me Cool Dad. Give me a Cool Dad. Nah, fuck it. Let's play this one again. We'll go out on this skit, guys. It's not very funny, but I think there's a lot of good stuff in it.
Most women would be simps or incels. To me, it's really funny to hear average to super hot chicks dunk on what they would consider simps.
Oh my god, did you hear him try to talk to me? You could just tell that he spends all of his time on the internet in his basement. What an incel. He has no game.
Girl, there's a huge difference between your experience in the dating world and their experiences in the dating world.
It takes zero effort for women to have 10 dudes in their DMs.
It takes zero effort for chicks to get guys to purchase them drinks at the bar and take
even
them
yucky
home.
fat
Even
ones.
below average women can pull
Even all you
basically
yucky fat
whatever
ones
they
out
want
there.
to.
But it's only because of nature.
Think about dudes.
You want most of us to make over $100,000 a year. You want most of us to be over 6 feet tall. We have to practice our game. We were rejected 900 times before we finally found a way to not revolt women.
If women were...
Is that even a thing anymore? I mean, is Tinder taken over so supremely that now we don't have to come up with lines? And like, I am part of the generation where I had to chisel down my approach. Like, it was a try after try after try. It was trial and error until I finally found, a decent way to approach women. Is that even a thing anymore? I don't think so. Tell me in the chat, is that a thing? Do you have like a little brother or something who actually like practices game? Who like freaked out about his first kiss when now it's like, unless they get their dick sucked, like it doesn't matter. It's fucking ridiculous.
inside of dudes' bodies, they wouldn't know what the hell to do. They would have no game, they would have no lines, they would have no practice with this.
They would be devastated by the rejection rate, and they'd be crying in their basements every single day on the internet, incel. And really, this isn't even an opinion, this is fact.
So next time you hear that chick that you would consider a 10 sit there and dunk on incels, just quietly snicker to yourself, because she wouldn't know what the hell to do if she wasn't a man.
Boost! I'm just kidding. John Aria, I see you all the time in the Cool Vic chat. Welcome, dude. It sucks because we're actually kind of winding down. We're probably minutes away from getting out of here. But John Aria, I see you all the time. You're always donating. Your takes are great. Thank you for being here. You recognize some names. Pix Paradise. We got Yield to Me is in here. Dystomyopia. Bobby Ballbags is a mod. Kari's a mod. Angela's in the house. Angela's a mod. And so I'm not monetized right now. That's why I have the Cash App, and that's why I have the Venmo down here, which we are kind of doing like a Cash App drive because I have to get better equipment. I got to get a better microphone. I thought this was funny in the beginning, but the studio's kind of improving so much now that I kind of want to get rid of some of the more amateur stuff because I'm the biggest amateur thing. The only thing that needs to be amateur is me and my abilities. You know what I mean? Come on. John Aria, I was monetized. I was monetized a while ago doing First Amendment audits, and then I got a copyright strike, and it killed the channel. Even on appeal, it killed the channel. I lost everything. Like Thanos when he did the snap. And then he took the thing out, and then he said, I lost everything. And so we're working back up to it now. I mean, we're almost back. We're almost back to monetization. When I do, this is gone. This thing is gone. It's going to be potted down just like Alan and his sorry, dumb ass. Ass. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Pix. Thank you. Let's see. Is it raffle time? You know what? We didn't reach the raffle goal, but I'll do one anyway. We'll do one anyway. We will do one anyway. So let's see. Tonight's raffle. If your name gets picked, I am going to. You liked the punk rock songs? Oh, thank you. Rachel, thank you, Rachel. Guys, thank you very much, guys. Rub the tummy, pat the nose. Rachel just watermelon feloned. It's a very blessing. It was a very blessing amount of money. Actually, everybody tonight has been doing above average. And thank you very, very much, you guys. It's I'm not going to cry again. You guys made me cry yesterday. Rachel, I felt the wellies. I'm not letting it happen tonight. But look, Gun says hi. Gun says thank you. Rachel, you're going to get an honorary one just for the amount that you donate all the time. I'm going to be making a song about you that you will receive in the next 2 to 3 days. I believe I have your email. And so that's what we're going to do tonight for the raffle for everybody else. We're going to do a song. And if you guys saw at the very beginning of my show, they're cool. They're punk rock anthems. And I'm going to curate one to you and everything I know about you if you win this raffle. Love the howl for that wooden bear. No, he's just doing the Elon Musk wave. You remember the Elon Musk wave that everybody got really mad? I just don't understand why they got mad at him for it. But he's doing, he does that. He really liked that wave from Elon. He doesn't really understand why it's so controversial, but that's what he does. All right, I'm going to bring up the little raffle wheel because I'm ghetto like that. And so you guys know what I'm talking about. It has the different colors, and you press the button. I don't have it doesn't screen share, so you're not going to be able to see it. But I do have all the names. We're ready to go. Here we go. I mean, that makes sense because this name was in here a lot. But Pix and Rachel, you guys are getting the prize. You guys are getting the curated song that I will be writing and sending to you. So what you do is you go to the email joshua.staab@gmail.com, joshua.staab@gmail.com, and just send me your name, information. If you guys want to throw some advice for how you want the song to be, I'm going to do it for you. I am going to do it for you. Because I got monies for that. I mean, if you want to do the, hold up, we raffling whip songs here? I can whip and Nene if you want to. I'll do another raffle. You know what? Since this is the big Saturday night show, Rachel gets one, Pix gets one, and I'll take all the names again. Pix can't be included in this one. But if you want to throw one out there, if you want to throw a cash app out there, I'll do another raffle. Pix can't win, Rachel can't win, but that's it. We'll do that. Rachel, I genuinely like your show, and I think you're funny. Thank you. It's always good to get those affirmations because I don't know. I monologue for an hour and a half, so thank you very much. And the fact that the same people show up all the time, it genuinely means a lot to me. And we have fun with this. This T-shirt's coming on Monday, you guys. You're going to be able to get a shirt, and it's not just this and on a dull white shirt. It's actually very cool. It's very artistic. You're gonna like wearing it in public. People are going to ask questions about it, and you're going to be able to share an incredibly strange, inappropriate story with them. I came here for the boobs and vagine. All right, so you know what? Here, you get one of these. Oh, we're not doing it. We are not doing it. Def getting the show. That's awesome, Rachel. It's going to be called the Double Dragon Fist. How about that fecal vomit? That was a good one. I forgot all about that one. That was a good one. Or how about about how Rachel was going to fart not so erudite methane and poop particulates up into the atmosphere, and it turns out she ended up doing that. Okay, so it looks like a lot of you are very excited for the Double Dragon Fist T-shirt. That's coming Monday, you guys. That is coming Monday. The testicle hair. You should have been here the other day. It was full on cleave, and I did it for like a minute, and people were leaving, and people were not happy in the actual chat itself. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? I got to do another sketch. You guys have been so wonderful. I really, really wish I could find Cool Dad's sketch. I'm going to look for it one more time just while everybody's hanging out. Let me know if anybody watermelon felons. We'll end on this one. So you guys will have a little bit of time. We had a lot of technical difficulties the other day while I was trying to play this one. So,
welcome to T-Mobile. How can I help you today? Yeah, I was using my phone earlier today, and then it just died on me. So here I am. What were you doing when the phone died? It's a little embarrassing. I was watching porn. Oh, yeah. So I figured maybe it was like a virus or firmware issue. Here, take a look. Or hardware, possibly? A hardware issue, sir? Well, hey, at least it took care of my hard dick issue. Am I right? There is no way on God's green earth I'm touching that.
Yeah, the fecal vomit thing's real. It's kind of like South Park when they were all pooping out of their mouths. It's really happening. It's really happening. Did I see some watermelon founds? Oh, FR and pukin. Watermelon felon. Thank you so much. We have Guns here to celebrate you. Guns, guys. Guns the Bear Jew. Is there a bear that doesn't have a better name than fucking Guns, man? It's the most masculine name I've ever heard in my life. I love you, Guns. All right, let's keep going up the line here. Thank you for that, Watermelon Felon, so much. Thank you so much. All right, so let's see. We went over a lot of things. We had some good times. We had some bad times. I know I said I was going for 2 hours, but, an hour and 40 minutes, that's not bad. I'm working up to it, you guys. Do you really think I have much more to say anyway? We have some new comments down here. Fur Pump, yes. Watermelon Felon. Just remember, Joshy Darko 666. Cash App 2, Josh, stop. Right? We had fun in Conspiracy Corner today. We got to talk about a lot of fun things. We got some tea from Rachel. Rachel should just get her own segment. Rachel spills the tea. Tea time with Rachel. Lift your pinkies, and then you get to hear a story from Rach. I guess Brian Shapiro is not going to be having... Tell me if this is true, Rachel, because I don't want to say something inappropriate or incorrect. But I guess we're not going to get that promised debate between Andrew and Brian, because it was Brian was, I guess, filmed talking shit about you guys during DebateCon or something like that, or after the 1v10, something like that. I know you have so many stories. I kind of want to do one of those things where we do the fake interview, where I send you questions and you film yourself doing the questions, and then I cut in myself asking them in various funny ways and stuff. I bet we could do a cool video like that. But you're a huge celebrity, and I'm a fecal vomited nothing burger, and so I'm never going to expect that. I'm not entitled to anything. You guys, I have low self-esteem. What do you want? I do a late night show on the YouTube, and I like live for it. It's the only thing I think about all day long. You will get something from Andrew and Brian. Oh, yay! You heard it here, guys. We are getting something. So, I mean, if we're going to end on another piece, Rachel spills the tea. Tea time with Rach. We are getting something from Brian and Andrew. So, whether that's an actual interview, a debate, perhaps a cartoon from The Crucible. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Angela, yeah, I do want to start doing real interviews sometimes, but I gotta get more famous. I can do one with Rach. We can do it with. I love Rob Noor. You know what I mean? But later, I need to pay my dues. I need to pay my dues and get better at this. I think there was a Watermelon Felon, as a matter of fact. Somebody named Yield. Thank you, Yield. Watermelon Felon. Thank you, Yield. Guys, subscribe. I'm almost to 13,000. We're this close to remonetization. And so here we're gonna do one last little tummy rub for Guns. Rub his tummy, you pat his nose, you give him kissies, and he says, thank you, you Watermelon Felons. I love you guys so much. Rain check for what? Rain check for what? You want me to hate you now, huh, at Dat? Who's Dat? What's going on in here? Are you guys fighting? Is there a fight going on? Or is it me? Are you going to hate me now? You should make a jingle with your Cash App and Venmo. I actually have. I'm going to be premiering it, but I want to make it perfect. Blue Waffle. Blue Waffle was real. Blue Waffle was absolutely real. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Tub Girl. I'm not going to explain what it is, but if you remember Tub Girl, I was going to film school at the time, and in my production visualization class, I was a little son of a bitch, and I got little business cards where I printed out www.tubgirl.com. I didn't say anything else on it. It was like the first day anybody had heard about it, and I passed it out to everybody in my production visualization class. I didn't say anything. And nobody really knew my personality at the time, and so they had fun that night. I don't think that I could do that today, though. Bobby Balzac says, please stop. You're having a lot of emotions, Bobby. I hope everything's okay, bud. Dolan tired. Okay, it's Dat. Shooting to shit with Dolan tired. Okay, Dat. Corporal? Support and right arm bears. Guns. Woo! You guys. You had me at shooting shit. Don't make me, Mr. Hands, this chat. I don't know what's going on. I'm happy that you guys are all getting along, though. All the kids are getting along in the chat. I feel like a great dad. Vic's like super dad. Without cool Vic, he found me. I would still be cool. But luckily, Vic found me. I'm now not cool. Guys, thank you for all of the cash apps. Thank you for spending your Saturday night with me. We almost got to 2 hours. We're about 10 minutes shy of 2 hours. So thank you guys very much for being here. Mods, thank you so much. I have the best mod team around. Scott the God Mod couldn't make it today. Cool Vic is busy with the fam today. But remember the winners of these raffles, and Rachel, I'm not forgetting about you either, but it's joshua.staub@gmail.com. Please send me your information. I need your email addresses so I can send all of these prizes. I have a stack of prizes I have to finish up, and I have to send them out. I talked to Alan yesterday, Corporal. I talked to Alan yesterday. He will be returning. I missed my villain too. I actually had a conversation with Alan. It was very nice. It was very respectful both ways. I'm serious about this. It was very nice, very respectful both ways. Alan and I are in the works for some sort of a deal, and we need Alan back. I need my villain back. I still hate him. Vic, I was watching Vic for about a year, Rachel. I was watching Cool Vic for about a year, and then I had this idea to make a documentary. I still wanted to make short films, and I wanted to make this mockumentary called Iceberg. No, Iceberg, the origins of Brian Shapiro. And I wanted to have Cool Vic do like some of the wrap-up segments. And so I emailed him, and he thought it was really funny. And then we got to talking about shorts and how like I wanted to like do shorts for him. And I made a mock-up short, and he really liked it. So he hired me as the first employee of the Coolverse. I started doing his shorts, injected a lot of my personality. He started kind of including some of my no-cap Bryshap videos. It was actually this really organic this organic character that started rising in the Coolverse. And now he has me running a secondary channel. The entire thing, it's in my hands. So you're going to see a lot of great content coming from Everybody Be Cool. And he gave me permission to take the Coolverse name and apply it to my channel and make this show right now, the Not Cool Show. Can we confirm Alan is not aired? He's not. I'm still going to keep Alan somewhat of a mystery, but I still hate him. I do. He is an insufferable leftist. He is a little son of a bitch, but I think that he is great for engagement. And so we had a very respectful conversation. You guys are going to see a little bit more of Alan in the future. Okay. Guys, I love you. I've saved so many farts up from not showing skits for the last hour. I'm going to have to take not only a 16-second fart break, but I'm probably going to have to poop. And I don't want you guys here for that. Okay. John Aria, thanks for being here, buddy. All my friends, thanks for being here. I already said the goodbyes and nights. Everybody, ones and W's for guns. He loves you guys. Rach, thanks again. I'll be in touch. And you guys come back Monday. We're going to have the shirt Monday. We're going to have a couple new things on Monday. No, Alan is not Vic. Alan really is a real person who is an insufferable piece of shit. Rachel says, so you got into Vic's shorts, and that's... Here, listen to this. Oh, my God. I have to go. I have to go, you guys. I have to go.